The special counsel's report is out. Guess what? Biden did everything we thought he did, all of it against the law, but he's not going to get charged because he's not mentally competent enough to stand trial. He's also president of the United States. I can't believe this next story. The special counsel's report is out, Claire, and everything Biden was accused of by Republicans, independents, turned out to be true. He had classified documents that he wasn't allowed to have. It was kept in an insecure location. He misled a number of people about it. After a very long investigation, it turns out he did everything everybody that doesn't like him said he did. But then, here's the shocker. He's not going to be charged because he's too old to remember what happened, and he's not all there. As if to say, the guy with his finger on the nuclear button at any time, running the most powerful nation on earth, our country, is non-functional. Either the 25th Amendment gets invoked and he's out because of what the special counsel said, or he ought to be tried for what he did. Which is it?
Well, a couple of points come to mind for me, Barry. One of them is that this President Biden, at the time, decades ago, when he was a senator, when he was vice president in the Obama administration, had absolutely no authority to take home, to take away from secure locations these classified documents. And then, as you say exactly, move them around to different locations over the years, all of them unsecure. The garage of his Delaware home,
where the Corvette was, with the Corvette.
By the Corvette, yes. The Penn Center, this big office building up on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., funded by the Chinese Communist Party, and of all places, Chinatown in Washington, D.C., all of that found to be completely against the law, broke the law. And the point is not that today President Biden is slipping badly in his cognitive abilities, but that at the time of the offenses, and they are legal offenses, criminal offenses, at that time, he knew what he was doing. He did it with full knowledge that he was breaking the law. Now, the sympathy for him now that maybe a jury would not find him guilty because they'd sympathize with him or whatever does not have an impact on the crime at the time of the commission. So there's that. And then, of course, the contrast with former President Trump, who as president absolutely under the Presidential Records Act had the authority not only to declassify documents, which no senator or vice president has, but also to remove and take with him after his presidency any documents he chooses. And by so doing, those documents are de facto considered declassified. And he took them where? He took them to Mar-a-Lago under 24/7 Secret Service protection at all times inside of a locked storage room. So big differences, but your question is a good one. Either President Joe Biden is competent enough to stand trial, or he's not competent either to stand trial or to continue as president of the United States. You can't really have it both ways.
That was exactly my question. And here's my last question for you. I'm reading from the 388-page report right now. In the report, it says investigators uncovered a recording of Biden confiding in his ghostwriter, Mark Zwanster, I think that's how you say it, 3 months after he left the vice presidency. And he said, quote, "This is incredible. I have official records because I don't want to turn them in." Trump got charged with 50 criminal counts and faces 450 years in prison. And as you just said, Claire, he was president. He had the right to do it. His records were locked up. Joe had them everywhere. Now admits to a speechwriter in a recording that the investigator listened to and transcribed, saying, yeah, I took stuff. I don't want to give it back. In other words, he's confessing and saying he's not going to correct it as some vice presidents and presidents have done in the past. Oops, just found this in a filing cabinet. Here, take it back, send it back to the National Archives. Biden said, no, I've got it and I'm not giving it back.
Yeah, I mean, evidence that at that time, he knew very well what he was doing was illegal and meant to do it anyway. I think that's the way you look at this, not that currently now he might cut a sympathetic figure in front of a jury or a judge. That's not for the special counsel, Robert Hur, to decide. That's not up to him. That was the bottom line of the report. No charges.